Hello, all. Welcome to our channel, Veda Technologies. So today we have one profile. Okay, let's welcome her, Akshita. Hi, Akshita.
Hello, Nani Reddy.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, thank you for accepting the mock interview, which can be helpful for you know like freshers or non-IT people, or they will be going through it and they'll be understanding something like if they are not knowing any topics. Okay. And here I wanted to be instruct you couple of things. Okay. This, the discussion, right? Whatever we are going to be having, the discussion will be recorded and later it will be uploaded into the our channel, YouTube channel. Okay. Fine. So moreover, whatever the answers you can just explain it. No need to be worried. If you don't know, just leave it. We will be moving to the next question. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's get started. So, can you please introduce yourself, Akshita? What are your roles and responsibilities? Where are you working? How did you started your career? You can just brief yourself.
Yeah, first of all, thanks, Nani, for giving me this opportunity. I'm Akshita. For last 2.5 years, I have been working in an Infosys as a manual tester. I mainly focus on identifying defects, documenting test results, and I ensure that they meet quality standards. This is the brief introduction about me.
Okay, so total 2.5 years into the manual testing.
Yes,
Okay, do you have knowledge on automation, something like that?
not yet.
Okay,
I'm
so
totally in the manual testing field only.
okay, it's okay. Fine. So we'll be asking, very basic questions, and as per your, experience, let's discuss. You don't think it is kind of interview, just formal communication, formal discussion, regarding the topics. Okay, it's okay, ma'am?
Yeah, okay, Nani.
Okay, fine. Can you brief, difference in between SDLC and STLC?
Yeah, SDLC and STLC are both are the life cycles. In SDLC stands for the software development life cycle, where STLC stands for the software testing life cycle. In SDLC, we all deal with the development of the application, where in STLC, we deal with the testing and detecting the defects what we have in the software. And for SDLC, we deliver the efficient product, where in SDLC, we deliver the quality of the product. And I can say that SDLC is complete development of software, including various phases. It includes testing, deployment, but in SDLC, it's all about testing only. Like it is a part of SDLC. In SDLC, we have different phases. First phase we can consider as requirement gathering, where we where we come to know about the requirements from the client side, and it is collected by the business analyst. And then based on the requirements what we have, we will design the software with the team. Then based on that design what we have made, we will be building the software. After the software building, we will be testing it, and if there are any defects, the development team will be consider it as a bug, and they will be fixing it. After testing all happen, the deployment of the product will be done in the market or to the client. After that, maintaining the software will be taken place. Whereas in STLC, it has all different stages. The tester will require analyze the requirements what the client is expecting from the software. Then they will plan the accordingly, and based on that plan, they will be developing the test cases, and after that environment setup will be done. Then the test cases what we have developed, that will be executing. While execution, if there is any defect, we as a tester, we will be informing to the development team. Then they will be if the defect is acceptable, then they will be considering as a bug. Then they will be fixing it. After fixing, we will be again testing it. If there is no defect, then test closure will be happen. This is the main difference between the SDLC and STLC.
Okay. I forgot to ask you. It's your wish if you can share your view, that is fine. If you are not wanted to share your, that's okay for us. Okay. And
Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't hear you.
So I was saying, if you wanted to share your video, that is fine. Okay. If not, that's okay. You don't want to share your video. And so the current project, right? It is what kind of methodology development?
Current project is all about e-commerce software.
That's okay. What is the methodology? It is agile or what?
Like we are using agile only. In that test management we are using now as a tester.
So in your current project, right, what is kind of roles and responsibilities you are taking care of in your current project?
Sorry,
Yeah.
what did you ask?
I was asking what kind of roles and responsibilities you are playing in the current project.
Yeah, as a tester, my role involves developing the detailed test plans and developing the test cases based on the project requirement. And in my current project, my job is to identify defects by using suitable testing methods. And I will be ensuring that the software meets its specifications. And I will be documenting the test results. And if there is any defect, I will be reporting to development team. Not only in current project, but in every project, I make sure that improving test strategies and ensure that software provides a positive user experience.
Okay, fine. You may get some noises from my end. Just ignore it. Whenever I started talking, I'll be unmute myself while talking. Remaining, I will be going on it. Okay.
Yeah.
And what is sprint to backlog and product to backlog?
Okay. Like first of all, I want to say about product backlog. It is any user story. Number of user stories are called product backlog, whereas the print backlogs consist of number of user stories that we are working on as a sprint. Suppose product owner picked like user stories 1 to 5, and he wanted to firstly work on these user stories. So these user story 1, 2 and 5 are considered as a sprint. All these together are considered as a sprint. And this sprint backlog is managed by the Scrum Master, whereas product backlog is managed by the product owner.
So did you ever get a chance to work on regression testing?
What did you say? Regression testing.
Yes.
Yeah, I have tested it. Like I have used this testing. It is very important. Like it says all about the how the other test cases are impacting the test. Like suppose I want to give example. I have 15 test cases, suppose, and in that 15 test cases, 2 test cases are failed and remaining are passed. That two test cases, I will be reporting to dev team and they will be fixing it. After fixing it, like I will be testing that 2 test cases along with the all remaining 13 test cases, because these test cases may be impacting the other test cases. So it is very important to again test it, and this testing is called regression testing.
Okay, fine. So can you explain the state transition technique, design technique? If you take the example and explain, that would be fine.
Yeah, sure. Like in the name itself, we have transition, state transition. It's all about changing from one state to another. Like this change will be dynamic. As it is dynamic change, where state changes, the response of software also changes. Like suppose state changing, then response also changing. Example, we can take mobile pin. If you give right pin, that's okay, it will be open. But if you give wrong pin, it will ask again to give correct pin till 4 attempts. Like first attempt, it will be say, please try again. Till fourth attempt, it will be saying, please try again. But in fifth attempt, that it will be saying, device is locked, try again after 30 seconds. Here you can observe that attempt 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5 state is changing. So that response is also changing. This in these situations, we will be using this technique called state transition technique.
Fine. So let's say if I ask you to write the test cases for registration, okay? So can you able to derive the test cases for a registration scenario? Can you name few?
Registration, like first name, they will be asking first name.
Okay. Let's
last
say
name.
let's take an example. I do have the application where I wanted to be registered myself by entering first name, last name, phone number. Okay. Add the passwords. Okay. Confirm password and password. So for this, how many test cases you will be able to generate?
Like by adding the positive and negative test cases, we will be doing that for all. Will be considering as a 2025 we will be generating, because we should add positive and negative also.
Okay. Can you name few? If you take the example, right? So that would be great. If you tell with example, like let's say, first I will be entering first name, last name, and trying to click on the submit or trying to click on the create account. That's all. I'm just expecting from you.
Like you want me to give demo or just explain in the theoretical manner?
Tell me the test cases for registration.
Okay. Like first name, we will be seeing like all the capital letters are taking that text box. That is one. And the small letters, numbers, and these three are the negative. Like these three cannot be written in first name.
Okay.
And positive will be combination of capital letters, small letters, and the numbers. Likewise, we will be doing in last name.
Okay.
For phone number, negative will be like adding capital letters, small letters, and positive will be entering the numbers.
Okay. Fine. So if I give you a login scenario, okay. So let's say for login scenario, I am entering username and password. I wanted to be click on the login button. So there, how many test cases you will be able to write? How many test cases you will be able to derive? So here I wanted to be tell you for login username, it will be okay. You can try based on the scenario what I had given input. For login scenario, if I ask you to write the test cases by entering username and password, clicking on the login button, how many test cases you will be able to generate? Okay, here password can be consisting only special characters with numerical values. It will not be accepting the alphabets. As coming to the username, it will be accepting special characters and with alphabets. This is this boundaries, I would say. This is where it is getting accepted. For this scenario, how many test cases you will be able to generate. And by the
Like,
way, in your current project, if you are working on the e-commerce based application, what kind of login scenario it is?
like first I have worked there like in login, we will be checking for a valid ID and password. In that also we will be considering negative and positive test cases. And for invalid also there will be like we will be writing test cases. In password, if there is any capital letters, it will be rejecting as you have made some boundaries. According to that, it will be invalid password. Like we have to write text there in the down password text box. That capital letters should not be used and all. After that, forget password for we have to write test cases for forget password, and for login also we have to write. Yeah, these are the main.
Okay, good. Right. So let's move on to the next question, next discussion. Like if I ask you what is Whitebox and Blackbox testing?
Yeah, mainly these two are related to the dynamic testing. In
Okay,
white box testing, we can see the code related to whatever software they have. The related code we can see, and it is mostly done by developers because they know the programming knowledge they have, and they have written the code. Because they have written the code, they will be knowing very well comparatively who doesn't know programming.
okay,
And it is somewhat time consuming, whereas black box testing, there we cannot see the code.
okay,
Whatever related to the software code it is there, we cannot see. It is
okay,
mostly done by the testers because they don't know much about the programming comparatively what developers know. So these are done by the testers. Like and it is somewhat less time consuming comparatively what they are consuming time in white box testing.
okay. Fine. So if I ask you, did you ever get a chance to work on life cycle? Like, did you aware of defect life cycle?
Like defect life cycle,
Do you aware of?
not much, but I can just give the whatever the
Okay,
cycle may be.
okay. Fine. What is retesting, by the way?
Sorry,
What is retesting?
I didn't get you.
So can you hear me? No?
Yeah, now I can hear
So
you.
I was asking what is retesting?
Retesting, this will be using in very frequently. Like suppose we get defect. After considering it as a bug, the developer will be fixing it.
Okay.
After fixing the bug, tester will test that particular test case or the functionality again. That particular test case only will be tested, not all the test cases. Like suppose I have to log in mail by using ID and password.
Mhm.
But after entering the ID and password, I'm not able to click on the login button.
Mhm.
And that is the defect. After fixing the bug, it will be tested again by the tester. Only that functionality will be tested by the tester, not all the functionalities.
Good. Okay. I just wanted to, tell you, feel free to talk, be confident, feel free to talk. No need to be worried. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is the difference in between bug and defect?
Okay. Suppose I'm testing the test cases. If actual result is not uh, equal to the expected result. Like I'm not getting the actual result as I have expected or as my team is expected. So I will be considering it as a defect, and this defect will be reported to the development team. Again, that development team member will be checking this as it is a defect or not. If it is a defect, if it is acceptable by the development team also, then it will be considering as a bug. If it is not acceptable, if it is not a defect according to them, then it is not considered as a bug.
Fine. What is severity, by the way? How do you give the severity? Can you take one example and explain?
Yeah, sure. Like in general sense, severity is seriousness. Like in generally, it means seriousness. But in the field of manual testing, severity means seriousness of how much the problem is impacting the business. Like for example, I want to order headphones. Like I have selected the product what I want, and I have selected the payment methods, what brand and color I want. But at last, I'm not able to order it because the place order button is not working. And this problem will impact the business. Like e-commerce business only, they are expecting to order from the get an order from the customer, but that thing only not happening. It is like creating problem, and this will impact the business. See,
Okay.
there are many type of severities. Like first one can be blockers, critical, major, minor. According to that, we can perform testing.
Okay, fine. What is exploratory testing, by the way?
Yeah, exploratory testing. It is all about exploring this software and without referring to the documents. And
Okay.
this testing is not done that much because it consumes more time, and every tester has a different perspective. Like I will be thinking that it is defect, and but other tester who is working on this same software, he will be thinking that it is a feature. So because we have different perspective, it will be lead to inefficient testing. So for these two advantages, most of the testers will not use this testing.
Okay, fine. Like in Agile, right, in your current project, the other methodology, right, the project which is developed, the current project I'm talking about.
What
It is,
methodology?
I was asking, the current project which is developed is related to Agile, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Did you ever attend in the like a meeting like retrospective meeting?
yeah. That is mandatory. Like it in this meeting, we will be all members. Like all members means testers team, yeah, QA team, development team, and Scrum Master will be there. And Scrum Master will be organizing this meeting. Like we will be talking about all the blockers we have faced and what improvements or adjustments needed to be done in the next sprint. Like we will be discussing all this, and this meeting will be conducted on the last day of this sprint.
Oh, good. So, what is Scrum Master? What is the role of the Scrum Master?
Suppose we as a QA team, we have a doubt about the whatever requirements or anything, then he will be managing the meeting and conducting the meeting to resolve our doubts. Like he will be managing, and then he will be conducting also daily stand up calls. Then sprint backlogs, which I have explained previously, that is also maintained by Scrum Master only.
Okay. So, do you idea of SQL?
Yeah, I have basic knowledge about it.
Okay, fine. So, can you explain what is DDL?
DDL, right?
Yeah.
SQL commands are categorized into 5, and DDL is one of them. Like DDL stands for the data definition language, where it all deals with the how to define the database. And we have some list of commands in it. Like we can to create or to define the database, we can use create, drop. These are the commands actually. Create, drop, alter, truncate, rename. These are the commands included in this DDL.
Okay. Good. So let's say, so what scenarios mostly you will test out? Let's say there is no enough time like for the testing. What scenarios mostly will be focusing if there is no enough time for the testing?
Like if there is no time, I will be choosing the functionalities which hold high level priorities. Forget if suppose I have two test cases or two functionalities which I have to test, then one is forget password, other is one like search bar in the e-commerce website or application. In both of them, I will be choosing search bar because forget password can also be done afterwards, but search bar should be given more priority because in e-commerce website. Yeah, I was saying this thing only that if I don't have any time, I will be choosing the functionality which hold more priority comparative to the other functionality.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So it was nice discussion that we had. Okay. Few things I can say. You are good at explaining the things, but to be confident, there shouldn't be any gaps when you're trying to explain it. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for giving this feedback.
It's okay. It's okay. No problem. And try to learn any automation like ServiceNow or if you wanted to switch over my testing. But try to learn any automation tools. Okay. Don't stop at the manual testing.
Yeah, I'm working on it actually.
Okay, fine. So, okay, good luck.